Hello, friends. Today I'm going to speak about the past of India, but interestingly, I'll be connecting it to the present and the future of the world. Yes, I'll be speaking on discovering the ancient wisdom of Chanakya for modern day application. Though we are going to be talking about the wisdom of the past from our country, that is India, we will be looking at how we can apply many of these principles globally. But before that, let me first introduce Chanakya to each one of you. I'm sure this particular person is known to everybody. He's not a new person, yet we don't know everything about him. We know something about him. From something to many things. This itself has been my journey to discover Chanakya over the last 21 years. And every time I look at Chanakya's life and also the wisdom that he has given to us, it's amazing. Therefore, I would like to start by saying that Chanakya's wisdom is not ancient. Chanakya's wisdom is eternal. Yes, it's not just old, it's Nutanaha, Nitya Nutanaha, which means it is evergreen. Nitya means ever, Nutana means new. You always find something new about it every time you discover the wisdom of Chanakya. So let me begin by introducing Chanakya. Chanakya was a teacher, a guru, a kingmaker who lived in the 4th century BC, which is roughly 2400 years ago. He was known by three names: Vishnugupta, Kautilya, and Chanakya. He was responsible for creating what we call as the golden era of India. Of course, there has been many golden eras in our country, yet one of the most glorious eras where Chandragupta Maurya lived was created by Chanakya. Chanakya was born in a place called as Patliputra, which is modern day Patna in the state of Bihar in India. From there, he went to Takshashila, where he studied the ancient wisdom of political science, and then he also became a master of that particular subject. Later on, from Takshashila University, where he started as a student but also became a teacher, came back to Patliputra, and that is where the theories of political science actually became a political craft for him, which means putting the theory into application. What all did he do? He defeated Dhananand, the last king of Nanda dynasty, and of course created a new king, a new era led by Chandragupta Maurya, who was a student. And that's why he's called as a kingmaker. Interestingly, during the same time, Alexander was on a journey to conquer the world. He had almost conquered half of the world. Yet, when Alexander came to India, he was sent back, defeated by none other than Chanakya. Remember, Chanakya was not a king and neither did he have his own army. Yet, Chanakya had the strategy and the intelligence to defeat one of the mightiest and powerful kings the world has ever seen. So, this is where we should know it is not military power that rules the world, it is the power of the intellect. And Chanakya was that brilliant intellect who still rules the world through his ideas. And many of us have benefited from his ideas. What did he do? Apart from creating the golden empire that Chandragupta Maurya was leading, he also documented all his strategies in two of his works. One is Kautilya's Arthashastra, and the second is Chanakya Niti. While Kautilya's Arthashastra has 6,000 sutras, not one or two, 6,000 sutras or formulas of how to run a kingdom, how to govern a complete state, Chanakya Niti is about 350 sutras. That means the Kautilya's Arthashastra is a magna opus and it is considered as a world literature where leaders across the globe have benefited from this ancient wisdom of India. There are many concepts in the Arthashastra that we talk even today. For example, Samadana Danda Bheda. I'm sure each one of you must have heard about this fourfold strategy of Chanakya. Another very famous idea that Chanakya gives is enemy's enemy is a friend, and money pulls more money, wealth creates more wealth. So there are simple formulas, but interestingly, they are relevant in a profound manner even today. Now, coming to the topic, how can we use the ancient wisdom of Chanakya in modern day application? Limited time that I have, I'll be taking one simple example from the Arthashastra and explain how we can use it even in today's scenario. The Arthashastra, as I told, has got 6,000 sutras. I will be picking up one sutra from that whole beautiful collection that Chanakya compiled. The sutra comes in book number 6, chapter 1, sutra number 1. In Sanskrit, I would like to quote first. It says, Swami Amatya Janapada Durga Kosha Danda Mitrani Prakriteya. I'll put it again. Swami Amatya Janapada Durga Kosha Danda Mitrani Prakriteya. What does it mean? It means seven things or seven constituent elements together make a great kingdom. Swami, Amatya, Janapada, Durga, Kosha, Danda, and Mitra. These are called as Saptanga. Sapta Sapta means seven, and Anga means parts. So the seven parts of a kingdom are Swami, Amatya, Janapada, Durga, Kosha, Danda, and Mitra. So let me explain that in English. The first requirement for a country, a kingdom, or any particular state is Swami. Swami means the leader or the king. Remember, it can also be a Swamini. We look at leadership as a unigender concept, not just a male gender. And we have seen in various parts of the world, and especially in India, that we had great women leaders. So, the first requirement, according to Chanakya, for good governance and a great country is great leadership. So, Swami. But can the leader run the whole country and its administration all alone? No. He requires Amatya. Amatya means it is the mantri or the minister. Along with the king, he requires a cabinet of ministers. And those ministers put together are called as Amatyas. So great king requires good ministers. Swami Amatya. Janapada. Janapada means citizens. What is a kingdom if it doesn't have citizens? So, a great country has got great law abiding and most important, tax paying citizens. And that's called Janapada. Next comes Durga. In the olden days, Durga meant a fortified city. And you may see this that cities, urbanization is comparatively a new concept. Of course, we had cities, but those cities were within a fort to protect itself from the external invasions or the enemies who wants to conquer the kingdom. Even today, if you go to places and town to cities, you will find the whole city is inside a fort. Therefore, a fortified city, a fortress was very important part of a kingdom, and it has to be very strong from internal and of course external. Swami, Amatya, Janapada, Durga. Next comes Kosha. Kosha means treasury. For a good kingdom, a healthy economy is very essential. We cannot afford to have a poor country. And remember, Chanakya wrote Artha Shastra. Artha means wealth, and Shastra means scripture, a scripture of wealth and how we can make a nation wealthy. Therefore, Chanakya believed that one of the very important aspects of a great country is its economic systems. And of course, we should be having so much wealth that we should not worry about survival. Kosha is treasury, the finance management part of it. Next comes Danda. Danda means army. Of course, many people may consider Danda means rod. That's one of the meanings in the language of Sanskrit. Yet, in our case, here Danda means army. Every country requires a strong army to make sure its defense mechanisms are in place. And finally, the seventh and the most important element is Mitra. Mitra, as you know, is friends. In the case of a kingdom, they are the allies. If you have to go to battle by any chance with an enemy, it is never between you and the enemy. It is a group of allies that support you. We see that as a modern day concept in foreign policies or international relations. So, if you look at all these seven put together, becomes a great kingdom. I repeat, Swami Amatya Janapada Durga Kosha Danda Mitra iti Prakritiya. Prakriti means nature or elements in this particular case. So it's a natural model where these seven elements put together makes a great kingdom. To sum it up, Swami, a great king, along with Amatyas, the ministers, happy citizens, Janapada, a great infrastructure, and a very, very well protected kingdom externally with a fortified city is called as Durga. Of course, you require financial security, and the kingdom has got Kosha, a well managed treasury, along with Danda, a very strong army, and finally, allies or mitras. So if all the seven are put in place, it's a great, healthy, wealthy country. Now, many of us may think, is it relevant in our particular era or our particular generation? The answer is yes, of course. So let me give you an example of how this can be applied in the modern day scenario. Even today, if you look at a country, it requires a Swami or a Swamini. It could be the president or the prime minister or whatever definition we give to the leader of that particular country. But he also has got Amatyas, there is a cabinet of ministers who think and plan lot of ideas for execution. Janapada. Every country has got citizens. So let's say in a country like India, we say we are a nation of 130 crore people, 1.3 billion people. That's our Janapada. Durga. We cannot say it's just about fortified cities, but the complete infrastructure, physical and digital, the roads, the airports, the waterways to the houses. And of course, today it's also digital infrastructure, your Wi Fi, your connectivity, your internet. All this is part of Durga. Kosha. As all of you know, we are a developing economy and we have to make sure wealth is created and distributed equally. to all the deserving people. That's finance management for a modern day kosher. Danda. We're very proud that we already have the world's largest, or I would say, second largest army, our defense force. So we are out over there with a strong danda. And what makes India one of the most successful countries is also the allies that we have, the friendly nations that we have. And remember, in the United Nations, we're able to easily achieve the sanction for celebrating International Yoga Day. Yes, my dear friends, it is not just ancient, but we can see the application even today in a modern day era. I like to wind up by giving this example, even in the case of a business, because many of you may be thinking of entrepreneurship as a part of your lifelong career. So even in business or entrepreneurship, you can apply this model. How? Swami, the leader or the entrepreneur, he is or she is very important. Amadya, you need to have managers who will run your systems and processes. A CFO, Chief Financial Officer, a marketing guy, all those people who are the core team, they become Amatya or managers. Janapada are your clients or your customers. They buy your services and products. Durga, your infrastructure, your laptop, your office, etc. Kosha, your finance management. Make sure your company is profitable and has got good cash flows. Then we have Danda, and Danda is a team member. So as the business grows, the team also grows. Make sure you have a good HR policy. And finally, Mitra. Mitra are your consultants, your friends, your allies, your supporters, your vendors. So when you have all those things, you are a great leader and a successful businessman as well. I would suggest that you explore this particular model. There are a lot of contents available, but this model is just an example of how Chanakya's wisdom is relevant today and also in the future. Just to sum it up, I like to tell what I told in between. Chanakya's wisdom is not just ancient, Chanakya's wisdom is eternal. Study it, understand it, apply it, and become successful the Chanakya way. Thank you.